So thank you so much for the hearts. I appreciate it. If you're having fun, if you're ready to have a good time tonight, if you're ready to get your cultivation on, let me get some hearts. Come on, give up the hearts. Give me some love. I need it. I'm nervous. My favorite character is Wen Ning. I call him my murder muffin. Yeah, the Ghost General has my heart. I love that man with a passion. So let's get started. If you're ready to start, let me get a every day means every day in the comments, please. Every day means every day. Cheers, my dears. That's right. You know it does. Fantastic. Fantastic indeed. Who was the hero who killed the Yiling patriarch? Who else could it be? Ain't it his shitty? The little sect leader John Chen? The four major clans fronted the attack. The Zhang clan of Yongmen, the Jin clan of Nanling, the Lan clan of Gusu, and the Ni clan of Qinghe, crushing family for the greater good. They destroyed Wei Wuxian's good old lair, the burial mounds. I must say, well done. Someone immediately clapped and exclaimed in agreement. That's right. Well, traitor. Him. I can't believe John Chen allowed that guy to run amok for so long. If it was me, I wouldn't have stabbed him when he first defected. I would have cleaned house. He wouldn't have gotten the chance to do all those crazy things. What does a childhood friendship matter when facing people like him? That's not what I heard, though. Didn't Wei Ying's demonic cultivation backfire, causing him to be ripped apart and devoured by the ghost under his command? I heard he was chewed to pieces while still alive. Ha 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 ha! That's what you call karma. I've wanted to say this for a long time now, but those ghost general he raised were like a pack of unleashed mad dogs, biting people everywhere. And in the end, he got bit to death himself. Well deserved. Be that as it may. If the little John sect leader hadn't been the one to plan the siege based on the Yiling patriarch's weaknesses, then success would have been difficult to guarantee. Don't forget that Wei Wuxian had in his clutches, or how over 3,000 renowned cultivators were all completely annihilated that night. Wasn't it 5,000? 3,000, 5,000, they're all the same. 5,000 is more believable. He really is completely mad. He destroyed the Yin Tiger tally before he died, so he gets at least some credit for that. If that evil thing was left to cause harm in this world, his sins would have only deepened. The moment the Yin Tiger tally was mentioned, there was a sudden silence, as if everyone was wary of something. A moment later, someone sighed. Man, speaking of that Wei Wuxian, he used to be a young master in an extremely affluent and distinguished cultivating sect back. It's not all because of the cultivation path. At the end of the day, it's still because Wei Wuxian was someone of bad character. He roused the wrath of the heavens and the grudges of men. You know what they say. What goes around comes around. The heavens are watching. What I love about this book is that, globally, there is a stereotype that women, and only women, are gossipers. That we love to gossip. That's all we do. We gossip, gossip, gossip. But literally the first 10 pages of this book are just dudes talking shit. Talking about what I would have done. It's like a barbershop conversation in the cultivation world. Wei Wuxian's death, judgment of his character was no longer refutable. The discussions were mostly the same, and any small voice of dissent was immediately squashed. However, gloom still firmly enveloped everyone's minds. Although the Yiling patriarch Wei Wuxian had died at the burial mounds, the remnants of his soul couldn't be summoned. Perhaps his soul had also been ripped apart and devoured by the millions of ghosts. Or perhaps it had escaped. The former would naturally be a joyous occasion for the entire world. However, the Yiling patriarch had the ability to topple the earth and move mountains and seas. At least, that was what the legend said. It would be no great task for him to resist soul summoning if he desired. Having read to this point, Wei Wuxian's brow twitched a couple of times. The cut sleeve matter aside, the man was a lunatic too? No wonder he had smeared enough powder on his face to look like a hanged ghost. No wonder he thought it strange that there was such a large bloody spell array on the ground. Mo Shanyu could probably smear blood all over this house, from the floor tiles up the walls and to the ceiling, and no one would think it weird, because everyone knew he was crazy. Owners of the flag were subduing walking corpses in the west courtyard. He secretly plucked one away. The flag formation utilized 6 spirit attraction flags, 5 of which were set up in the west courtyard using those youths from the Lan family as bait. However, they themselves were protected by the countless spiritual tools carried on their person. And you bunch of useless fools, what cultivators are you? What evil can you exercise? You can't even protect a child. You are so young. Those youths were still green and only had so much experience under their belt. They hadn't detected anything unusual in this area, which was why they never thought there'd be such a ferocious evil. At first, they'd been quite sorry because they felt themselves lacking. But after Madame Mo's indiscriminate tongue-lashing, they were growing upset. After all, they came from a distinguished clan. No one had ever dared treat them this way. The teachings of the Lan clan of Gusu were extremely strict. They forbade raising a hand against normal folks, and not even rudeness was allowed. Oh, I forgot a sentence. Wei Wuxian took a nonchalant glance at his wrist. Another cut had healed. This is fun reading this drunk, by the way. The hand. Duh. They're not left-handed. They always beat me with their right hand. I know that much at least. Lan Jingyi lost his patience and spat. What are you so smug for? Look at that pleased face. Lan Fidgui, however, had broken out in a cold sweat from the shock. Thinking back, Ah Tong had strangled himself using his left hand, and when Madame Mo's husband pushed his wife down, he had also used his left hand. There was a flash of firelight. That hand had only just grabbed Lan Jingyi's shoulder when green flames flared to life at the same spot. The one leading the attack was undoubtedly Madame Mo. Once reanimated, female corpses were especially particularly ferocious. Ew. Her hair was flying wild, her white eyes crawling with red. Her nails had burst in length exponentially. She was foaming at the mouth, her shrill cries practically raising the roof, completely crazed. Mo Ziyuan followed his mother closely, working in concert with her to both tear and bite at the left arm, while his father trailed behind them. filling in the gaps between the other two attacks. The Lan youths had been struggling to hang on earlier were all stunned. They had only heard of such fights between fierce corpses from sundry books and hearsay. This was the first time they had witnessed such a gory scene, and they gawked, unable to avert their eyes. They had only one thought in their minds: this is so exciting! And the three corpses in the one arm were in the throes of battle. Suddenly, Mo Ziwan shrieked as he dodged. The arm had swiped at his abdomen, and several ropes of his intestines drooped from the tear. Madame Mo snarled insistently at the sight of this. She pulled her son behind her to shield him, while escalating her attacks, her nails slicing through the air as sharply as blades made of iron and steel. However, Wei Wuxian could tell she was slowly losing against the arm. Even the three freshly dead fierce corpses working together could not subdue this one arm. Wei Wuxian watched the battle closely. He curled his tongue slightly, holding a sharp whistle back between his lips as he hesitated to let it loose. If he whistled, he could evoke greater hatred within the controlled fierce corpse, and that would perhaps turn the tables. However, it would be difficult to ensure that no one noticed that he was the instigator. In the span of a second, the hand moved so fast as lightning, ruthless and precise, as it snapped Madame Mo's neck. Seeing how the Mo family was being steadily beaten back, Wei Wuxian was just about to let loose the whistle he had under his tongue when, right then, two strums from a Chuking shouted in the far distance. The two notes were skillfully played, ethereal and clear, carrying with them the tinkling bleakness of windswept pines. The collection of demonic evils that were in the middle of the brawl all froze. The youths of the Lan clan of Gusu immediately beamed as if they had been resurrected. Lan Sidgway raised his hand to wipe away the blood on his face and looked out, calling in delight, "Han Guanjun!" Yeah, it's the man. Talk about that for an entrance. It's the man. That's the Leonard Gaga. While they waved toward the moon, Lan Sidgway suddenly noticed someone missing. He tugged at Lan Jingyi. Where is he? Lan Jingyi was busy being happy and replied, "Who? He who?" That Mogunza. Lan Sidgway replied, "Huh? Why are you looking for that lunatic? Who knows, maybe he was scared of getting beaten up by me and ran off somewhere." Yeah, that was it. The state slumbered soundly, though whether that piece was real or fake was difficult to tell. Even though there had been a bloody corpse fight in the middle of Mo Manor's east and west courtyards, no one was getting up in the middle of the night to watch it. I know that's right. One had to pick and choose the right spectacle to watch, and a spectacle with such incessant screaming was best avoided. Stepping out of the lightning of dawn, they clattered onto the main road. And that's it. That's the first two chapters of the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, Mo Dao Zushi, by Moshang Tongzhu. And whoo, that last chapter was the first chapter is so short, I forget that the second chapter is such a mouthful. I should, next time we do this next month, I will bring some lozenges so I won't be coughing. Did you guys have a good time? Hey, Bonita. Hello, my love. I see you there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Did you guys have fun today? Oh, I got a goat. Oh, I got a heart. Oh, I wish I can see the what you guys are sending me, but I can't see them on the screen. But thank you so much. I'm glad you had fun, Rue. Thank you so much. I'm so happy you stayed and that you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. Like I said, this is my very, very, very first TikTok live. Um, I really, really, really was nervous about this. Some of you guys know I have depression and anxiety. So when I'm anxious about something, it's on 10. I don't even want to tell you how many packs of cigarettes I've smoked this week. It was way too many. But I've been really, really nervous, wanting to have a fun event. And I'm so grateful for you all that came. Thank you for all the love. And if you want to do this again next month, let me know right now in the comments. Because if you say yeah, I'm going to say yeah. And we can continue from chapter 3. Nobody got bingo, unfortunately. But if we keep reading, we're going to get bingo. So, yay. Okay. So I'll see you guys again in July. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you for showing up at my very first live. Thank you for showering me so much love and hearts and for the gifts. Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome sauce. I am Audrey. My channel is Booze and BL. And as we say at Booze and BL, drink responsibly and ship recklessly. So thank you again for coming. Good night. Bye. Have a great night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Mama, we're going to talk about dinner in a minute.